This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. A group of people marched to the federal courthouse in Rapid City Wednesday to show their opposition to South Dakota's riot-boosting laws, which threaten protesters and their supporters with criminal and civil penalties. The law was the subject of a federal hearing to determine if it should be temporarily enjoined while litigation continues. One of the plaintiffs is Nick Tilson, who says protest is a vital component of democracy. Victoria Wicks has this report.
Defend the land! Our voices won't be silent! Our voices won't be silent!
Nick Tilson introduces himself as a citizen of the Oglala Lakota Nation, the father of four, and the president and CEO of Indian Collective. He led the rally at the federal courthouse, calling on marchers not to allow their voices to be silenced. The group then went into the building to fill the courtroom. Tilson says if South Dakota's law is enforced, advocates for any cause could be sued civilly and charged criminally if a protest turns to violence. He says the law criminalizes people's active participation in democracy rather than acknowledging the valuable role activists play.
Some people become state legislators. Some people are organizers and activists that are designed to challenge the legality of things, push the country in a new direction. You know, everybody from the women's suffrage movement to Cesar Chavez to Martin Luther King to the rise of Standing Rock.
Tilson, Indian Collective, and other plaintiffs are represented by the ACLU. In the courtroom, attorney Stephen Pivar told Judge Lawrence Pearsall that his clients are currently affected by the law because they are planning to protest the Keystone XL pipeline if it is built, and they fear their actions now could lead to criminal or civil penalties in the future. Judge Pearsall will issue an order at a later date. For National Native News, I'm Victoria Wicks in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Albuquerque, New Mexico police Wednesday announced homicide detectives arrested 3 men in connection to a gruesome 2017 murder of a Native woman. 39-year-old Audra Willis was stabbed to death and found decapitated in an arroyo. Police say this week Andrew Garcia, Eric Emerson, and Demarius Marquez were arrested for the murder. Emerson and Marquez were booked for tampering with evidence, while Garcia faces an open count of murder. APD Deputy Chief Art Gonzalez said in a statement, "Every victim matters, and they want justice for Willis, who was from the nearby Navajo community, To'Hajiilee." The Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes in Montana announced Wednesday it will boost the reward for information to bring home a missing Native woman. Jermaine Carlo has been missing for nearly a year. Family members of the missing woman asked the council to increase the award money from $1,000 to $10,000, which the council agreed to. Part of search efforts for her by the tribe include a billboard. The tribal council has been an avid supporter of efforts on missing and murdered Indigenous people, approving a resolution on the issue earlier this year. Additionally, a number of community meetings have been held and trainings on human trafficking and safety. The tribe is also working on the issue with the state and nationally. The Suquamish tribe announced this week it plans to sue the U.S. Navy for releasing sewage into Puget Sound. The tribe plans to file the lawsuit under the Clean Water Act, concerned about impacts to people and sea life. A Navy spokesperson told the Kitsap Sun the Navy is aware of the notice and cannot comment on pending litigation. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation, with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Support by Ramona Farms, offering wholesome and delicious foods from our heirloom crops as our contribution to a better diet for the benefit of all people. We are honored to share our centuries-old farming and culinary traditions online at ramonafarms.com.
And by the law offices of Sonosky, Chambers, Saxe, Miller, and Monkman, a national tribal rights law firm with offices in Washington, D.C., New Mexico, California, and Alaska, and online at sonosky.com.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.